Hihimayin ang mga plano ng gobyerno. Mga usaping dapat alam ng bawat Pilipino.
Yung mga sinasabi ho ninyo, do you have such kind of training for these communicators in the areas?
Papasukin natin ang impormasyong dapat bukas para sa lahat.
Meron ho ba tayo mga early warning systems in place para sa gayon ay mas maging aware ho yung ating mga kababayan na at risk po sa mga natural hazards?
Ano ang pinakamaganda, pinakamalakas na depensa natin dito sa aggression ng China against us? Ano ang programa ng DOTR for the comfort and safety of the passengers? Di ba dapat siguro magkakaroon na rin tayo ng housing program for farmers o mayroon na tayo?
Mga issue may kabuluhan. Pag-usapan natin.
Sir, no, Palawan is and always will be Philippine territory. So no amount of historical distortion or wishful thinking can make that change otherwise.
Yung Universal Healthcare Law, pinasayan in 2019, February. Walang nagawa for 3 years. Pasado yung batas. Hallelujah tayo lahat eh. Uy, member na lahat ng Pilipino sa pila at gaganda na ang kalusot.
Dito lang sa Pag-usapan natin with Oscar Orbos. Tuwing Lunes at Huwebes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. PTV4 at Radyo Pilipinas at ang ating mga social media channels.
Ang programang ito ay natutuon po sa inyo. Galing po sa inyo at dahil sa inyo. Kaya kung anuman po ang dapat nating harapin na hamon, tayo po ay magsama-sama at pag-usapan po natin ito.
Sa bawat Pilipinong nangangarap umasenso, may katuwang silang laging nandiyan. Tesda, ang Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, kaagapay ng sambayanan sa paghubog ng kakayahan, hanap buhay at kinabukasan.
Ako po ay gusto ko po mag-aral ng computer programming. Meron po kaya nun sa Tesda?
Ang pamangkin ko nag-aral sa Tesda. Ngayon, nagtrabaho na ngayon sa hotel. Libre po yung training nila, tapos pwede ka na po magtrabaho.
Ang Tesda ay isang institusyong nagbibigay daan sa kasanayan, kabuhayan at kinabukasan. Kaya kung gusto mong umangat, matuto at makahanap ng trabaho, huwag kang matakot mangarap. Pag-usapan natin.
Magandang gabi, mga minamahal kong mga kababayan. Ngayong gabi, nagagalak ho kami. In fact, yung nagagalak is an understatement. We're truly happy na ang ating ipapakilala sa inyo at siya po ay magbibigay ng kanyang tinatawag nating vision ng ating bansa. Basically, through all of us, ay si Secretary, sabi niya Kiko na lang, Kiko Benitez of Tesda. So immediately, Secretary, I will have to ask you.
Yes.
Ano ho ba ang tingin nyo dun sa term natin? What should it encompass? Educator.
I suppose the term educator is really about the whole person's development, no? Para po nating matulungan kung anuman ang potensyal ay mailabas galing po sa loob ng bawat isa. No, sa totoo lang ang motto ho namin sa Tesda ay ang kakayahan ho dapat ay nadadala ng bawat Pilipino galing training po hanggang trabaho.
It will look like, Secretary, no? Kasi ang pangalan is Tesda, Technical and Vocational.
Ano ho, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority.
Okay.
Ang ano ho ng TESDA is originally Technical Vocational Education.
Okay.
So, ang nasa batas po ng TESDA, no, sa charter po ng TESDA from 31 years ago. This year is TESDA's 31st year.
Really?
Actually. Is that we are in charge of doing middle-level skills, kung tinatawag. No? Ang
Ano po
middle-level
ito?
skills po ito
Kakayahan.
ay kakayahan at kaalaman para po dun sa mga technicians, para po dun sa mga operators, no? Galing po sa traditionally yung ating mga tinatawag na trades, no? Ito po ang ating mga karpintero, no? Mga mason. Pero sa ngayon ay lumalawak na po ang mga klaseng skills, no, na ginagawa na tinitraining ng Tesda. So we do all sorts of skills training from the traditional trades all the way to higher level skills, healthcare, meron ho Tesda.
Ano pong ina-encompass nitong healthcare skills training na meron?
We have pharmacy technicians, we have nursing technicians and nursing aides and assistants. Nandiyan ho ang caregivers. Meron din ho kami ngayon sa ICT, may programming, may cybersecurity, may AI po.
Malawak. So basically, Secretary Kiko, no? Para sa ating mga kababayan, ang Tesda is a school in effect.
Meron ho kaming schools, pero regulatory authority board kami. Which means ang mga eskwelahan na hindi ho under Tesda, na private halimbawa, no, ay have to comply with our quality assurance mechanisms.
Ilan na yun sir ang accredited schools?
We have over 4,300 schools nationwide.
Wow. Let me just go deeper into the school. School means you impart skills.
Yes, sir.
You impart information.
Yes, sir.
And training. In that sense, Tesda is a school.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily the school na may campus and all that.
Meron din ho kaming campus,
You have a campus, Tesda?
We have the old arts and trade schools and agriculture schools that we got from DEX.
So it's even more, shall I say,
So
complete. no?
we do both po.
The reason why I'm saying this is because madami ho sa ating mga kababayan na wala ho dito sa bansa. They're overseas.
Yes po.
And they can look at Tesda as a source, of some skills, some information, some training so that they could upgrade whatever it is that they have. At matulungan nila yung sarili nila at yung pamilya nila in the process to be more productive, to have more income. Is that correct?
That is very correct, sir. We have a number of programs that we have launched for access. Ang isa na ho dyan is the Tesda online platform, no? TOP or eTesda. Sa website po ng Tesda, kung pumunta po kayo, meron po kaming mga MOOCs, mga massive open online courses. Libre ho yan. No? Kung saan ho the NCs of certain in-demand sectors are already online. Meron din po kaming 21st century skills training na nasa online po. Meron po kaming financial literacy training na nasa online po. At meron din po kaming mga industry partners.
In other words, Secretary, ako po ay driver sa Saudi Arabia. No? At some point, gusto kong makauwi, hindi naman magre-retire, but uwi na ako at magkaroon ako ng kaunting business. I would like to be upgrading my skills and information and knowledge para ma-manage ko naman ng tama. Is Tesda available to me?
Tesda has online courses as well for financial management
Accounting.
and entrepreneurship. Meron po kaming bookkeeping and C3 na nasa online po.
Kasi marami na rin pong online jobs mga virtual assistant.
May virtual assistants training.
Wow! Okay.
Meron din po kaming e-commerce. Meron po kaming for the gig economy, no, to allow as many people as possible access to the skills, no, training that we provide. But for our OFW
Please.
kababayans po, meron din naman kami ginagawang on-site assessment and training. So in certain areas po, meron din pong tinatawag na TechVoc institution na accredited and certified by Tesda to deliver training. And Tesda itself in convergence po with the Department of Migrant Workers. Meron kami programa kung saan ang Tesda po pumupunta sa Dubai, sa Qatar, sa Singapore, and so on, para pong mag-assess at mag-certify. So halimbawa kung isa ho kayong domestic helper, halimbawa sa Hong Kong or sa Singapore, at gusto ho ninyong matuto ng housekeeping for hotels and so on, pwede po. Meron pong institusyon sa Singapore kung saan pwede kayong mag-aral at pupuntahan ho kayo ng Tesda, no, para mabigyan ng certification.
Just to bring it down. Kasi sa akin, ito ang pinaka-importanting part. You're doing many important things. But supposing nakita ko gusto kong maging better cook, chef. Is there an available, shall I say, access through Tesda that I could upgrade my skills?
Yes, sir. So, Tesda has a system now for what we call micro-credentials. Kasi kung minsan marunong ka na, tapos yung gusto mong malaman na competency ay maliit na lang.
Okay.
So, pinaiikli ho namin ang training, biniyak-biyak, para makita natin kung anong klaseng units of competency ang gusto ninyo. Ang tanong na lang ho dyan is ang access. Right? So, some of that po ay, as gaya na sinabi ko, nasa Tesda online program. Pwede rin ho kayong pumunta sa TVI na tinatawag na eskwelahan ng Tesda. Either Tesda mismo o accredited po ng Tesda, kung saan pwede ho kayong makakuha ng micro-credential.
In other words, excuse me, kung minsan talagang importante ho yung parang diploma or certificate, you can grant me that na ako
Yes po.
Importante ho sa ating mga kababayan ito. And right now, if you have all of this, how do you propagate this to as many people? Do you have good relations with the private sector, civic groups, and even schools?
Yes, sir.
Who can work with you?
Yes, sir. So, ang micro-credentials po ng Tesda sa totoo lang ay tinatawag nating industry-driven. These are done in conjunction and consultations po. Meron ho tayong mga industry TVET boards na nagva-validate po na ito po ang skills na hinahanap ng industriya. Last year, pinirmahan po ng mahal na Pangulo ang ating tinatawag na Enterprise-Based Education and Training Framework Act. Kung saan ho lahat na dating apprenticeships, OJT, internships ay kinumbine na po sa isang batas. So, marami ho tayo ngayong mga enterprises na nagpaparehistro para magkaroon sila ng apprenticeship program na syempre, as an apprentice, we have to make sure na it complies with labor laws. It has to comply with the training. Para malinaw po, pag pumasok kayo dyan at OJT ho kayo, hindi lang ho kayo nagdadala ng kape. Na may natututunan po talaga kayo at sa dulo ho nun, mabibigyan ho dapat kayo ng certification.
Okay, that's really
good. Bringing the coffee, ha? But palawakin ko lang ito, Secretary Kiko, ha? Ako po is security guard. The security company, they have their own requirements. But gusto ko pang lumawak yung aking kaalaman so that I could be a good security officer.
Yes po.
Mayroon din pwede kong puntahan sa Tesda?
Meron din po kami. So, siguro ang magandang maging malinaw sa ating mga nanunood. Ang Tesda po ay skills development. So, technical education and skills development. Sa ngayon po, everything is moving towards skills. Skills is really the currency of the world of work now. And it's all skills. Lahat ho ng klase ng skills, mandato po ng Tesda ang magbigay ng paraan para ang mga kakayahan ng ating bawat Pilipino ay maging kagaya ho na sinabi niyo Manong produktibo, di ba? So I think what we need to understand is really a lifelong learning mindset. Wala naman hong katapusan.
Yes, I would agree.
Ang learning.
Paano maisingit ko lang Secretary, napag-usapan natin ano-ano klaseng mga courses ang pwede ho nilang makuha. Pero palagay ko, napakahalagang katanungan ito na gustong masagot ng ating mga kababayan. Libre ba ito, Secretary?
Meron ho tayong tinatawag na universal access to quality tertiary education. So, meron ho tayong mga training na leads to a diploma, na tertiary education talaga siya. Meron hong scholarship na binibigay for free TVET under the UACTEA
Yeah.
law. No? Sa totoo lang, sa taon na ito, no, ang UACTEA funding po ng Tesda ay dinagdagan pa ng Pangulo. At dadagdagan pa ulit for next year, no?
Oh, very good
So
news.
para po dumami at dumami ang higher level training na nagagawa at ang diploma programs po ng Tesda under UACTEA ay designed na maging credit transferable po sa CHED.
Wow. This is now operational? If
It is operational for certain fields. So, HRM po at tourism at hospitality ang pinakamalinaw, no, ang credit transfer system.
Galing.
Sa ngayon po ang binubuo ng TESDA at ng CHED ay ang healthcare.
Okay.
Kasi
Kailangan
ho natin at hiningi din ng Pangulo dahil sa lubhang pagkukulang po ng ating workforce, no? At nandyan na rin po ang engineering, particularly semiconductors,
Oh, wow.
electronics.
You know, I would like to ask, no? Kasi yung pangangailangan ay matabi. So, in effect, yung skills, the training, or even quote-unquote education, na it's actually demand-driven already. So, hindi ho mawawala na madaming mga employers o companies na pumupunta sa inyo, ito mga kailangan namin, or do you solicit this actively or sila mismo?
We do.
All right.
Right? So we organize industry boards para po makapag-solicit kami. No? But at the same time, marami rin naman pong lumalapit sa amin at sinasabi na ito yung kailangan namin. So may dalawa ho kaming paraan, no? Ang isa ho dyan, gaya ng sinabi ko, sa pamamagitan po ng industry boards, nakakagawa po tayo ng national certification. No?
Wow.
Ang national certification po kasi dapat yan agnostic sa kumpanya. Di ba? So lahat ho ng kumpanya, yan ho yung pinaka-basic na competences na kailangan. Pero meron din ho kaming proseso kung saan kaya po namin gumawa ng co-certification. Catered specifically to the company's needs.
Hindi sila magbabayad?
Hindi ho sila magbabayad.
Kasi under the 1091
You're actually
kasama talaga.
fulfilling something that's a requirement for them for their quote-unquote profitabilities.
Yes, sir. So, as a matter of fact, under the iba't framework law po, may incentive galing po sa gobyerno where the companies that do that and register in TESDA register their training plan and their programs, no? They can get a rebate from their income tax.
You know, I would like to ask you, no, before we go on a break. It looks like madami tayong supply ng pangangailangan nila.
Yes, sir.
Including now, you're giving them skills and training and quote-unquote education. At sila naman, I'm talking of from the demand side, madami silang pangangailangan. So right there in the middle is Tesda.
Yes, sir.
I will have to ask you at yun ang tatanungin namin pagbalik natin, Secretary Kiko, yung tinatawag nating advantage ng Pilipinas na
Yes, sir.
dapat nating we should be taking full advantage for the sake of our country.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Marami po tayong pag-uusapan patungkol dito sa TESDA kasama si Secretary Kiko Benitez sa pagbabalik ho yan ng pag-usapan natin.
Mukhang malawak ang pinuntahan na ng Tesda. And I would like to think, baka naman pwede tayong maghanap ng framework na kung saan inganyohin natin itong mga tinatawag natin from the demand side to invest in Tesda. And if you invest in Tesda, you are actually investing in people.
Kanina, during the break, napag-usapan natin yung mga nabuo ninyong partnerships with CHED, with UP. Do they help you out doon sa halimbawa, doon sa MOOCs ninyo?
Sa pagpapatuloy ng laban kontra kahirapan, ating ilalahad ang mga kwento ng hamon at tagumpay na hinaharap ng ating bansa. Ako po si Diane Querer, katuwang ang National Anti-Poverty Commission. Samahan ninyo ako tuwing Martes at Huwebes, alas 6 ng umaga sa Rise and Shine Pilipinas. Aksyon laban sa kahirapan. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Sa panahon ngayon, mahalaga ang magkaroon ng kaalaman at kasanayan upang makahanap ng trabaho o makapagsimula ng sariling kabuhayan. Dito sa Pilipinas, ang Tesda o Technical Education and Skills Development Authority ay patuloy na nagbibigay ng pag-asa sa ating mga kababayan. Libre, dekalidad at abot-kayang edukasyon para sa lahat. Narito ang tanong ng masa kay Manong Oka.
Manong Oka, interesado po ako mag-aral sa Tesda. Saan po kaya ako pwede mag-inquire? Matanda na po ako. Pwede pa kaya po ako mag-aral sa Tesda?
Ano po bang mga programa ang meron sa Tesda na pwede namin pasukan? Sure po na magkakaroon kami ng hanap buhay.
Ayan, Secretary, narinig ho natin yung tanong ng masa, man on the street. Ang tanong po gusto kong mag-aral. Paano ako makakapag-aral through Tesda? Ito ho may libre. Ano ho ba ang gagawin ko? At yung pangalawang tanong, ako po medyo may edad na. Meron pa ba akong pag-asa na maka-acquire ng skills from Tesda? O kaya yung mga tinatawag nating handicap? Matutulungan niyo ho ba sila? That is the question.
Unahin ho natin yung pangalawa ninyong tanong.
Opo.
Gaya ho na nasabi na natin, ang kaalaman ho at pag-aaral at pagsasanay ay wala hong edad yan.
Never ending.
Never ending po yan. No? So long as you're interested and you are committed, pwede po kayong mag-TESDA. Pwede pong lifelong learning talaga.
So they can get in touch with your online...
They can get in touch with our online offices. No? You can register for TESDA online. Yun ho talaga libre yun, ang training no? sa TESDA online. Kasi massive open online courses ho siya. Pero meron din ho tayo, sagutin ko naman yung unang tanong. No? Meron din ho tayo talaga namang scholarships no? na binibigay po ng gobyerno sa iba't ibang klaseng skills training. But it is area-based. Ang ibig sabihin namin ng area-based, demand-driven sa TESDA ay ang bawat LGU po, ang bawat probinsya ay may kanya-kanyang priority skills training. No? So, pwede ho kayong pumunta sa provincial offices, no? Training centers ng TESDA kung gusto nyong mag-enroll on physically.
Okay.
No?
Sa lahat po ba tayo ng provinces? Meron?
Sa lahat ho ng provinces, meron po tayong TESDA office. Pwede rin ho kayong mag-contact sa mga tinatawag nating TVIs. No? Pero ang TESDA po, meron din kami tinatawag na TESDA sa barangay. Ito naman po ay in conjunction with the local government unit where nagdadala ho kami ng livelihood training. No? Para doon ho, madalas ang nagbibigay ho sa amin ng listahan ng beneficiaries, sa totoo lang, ay yung LGU mismo. Silang nagsasabi kung anong klaseng skills training ang kailangan nila. Halimbawa, kung kailangan nila ng paniderya o kailangan ng women's cooperative ng livelihood for handicraft, no? Making bags, sewing, pwede ho yun. At para doon ho sa ganung klaseng programa, ay meron pa ho tayong starter toolkits na ibinibigay din.
Libre po ito.
Libre po ito.
You know, Secretary, mukhang malawak ang pinuntahan na ng TESDA. And I would like to think, na-mention nyo kanina yung LGUs, yung probinsya, they have their own requirements, manpower.
Yes, sir.
Yung mga kumpanya. I wonder kung pwede nyo silang engganyohin kasi nasabi nyo kanina sa break well, you need more money, budget, no? Baka naman pwede tayong maghanap ng framework na kung saan engganyohin natin itong mga tinatawag nating from the demand side to invest in TESDA. And if you invest in TESDA, you are actually investing in people.
Yes, sir. Siguro, I'll try to frame it a little bit, no?
Yes, please.
Sa totoo lang, meron tayong tinatawag na demographic dividend sa Pilipinas. Kung saan ho, ang Pilipinas ay isa sa mga pinakabata na populasyon sa ASEAN. No? We are younger than Thailand. We are younger than Malaysia, for example.
Actually, the whole of Asia,
We are amongst the youngest.
15 years ba ang ating paluwag?
But we only have around 10 to 15 years to ensure that this is an asset, no, and not a liability for us, which really means skills development becomes a very crucial component po ng ang ating economic growth, no. So kalalabas lang po ng study ng World Bank kung saan ang ating ambisyon na maging upper middle income status na bansa ay nagkulang ho tayo siguro ng mga $30 na lang per capita, no? So konti na lang. Maaabot at maaabot hino natin yan. Pero malinaw din sa kanilang study na ang kailangan ho nating tuunan ng pansin is human development, no, which is really education. At yung productivity po ng ating workers, which really means dagdagan po sila ng higher level skills.
Wow.
No?
In other words, ang tunay na resource natin, if I may say so, of course, madami tayong resources, is human resource.
Tao po talaga. Tao po talaga.
Secretary, sa kasalukuyan, ilan ho ang inyong mga scholars? At meron ba tayong pinoprovide din na tulong sa mga PWDs? Kanina nabanggit ho ninyo yung Women's Cooperative.
No, so, Tesda, on average, annually, ang TVET ecosystem po ng Pilipinas ay umaabot ng 1.6 to 2 million Filipinos.
Okay.
Sa loob po ng isang taon of around 1.6 to 2 million Filipinos, mga 30% po ang slots ng Tesda. So we have around 500,000 to almost, under this administration, I think the highest number of slots of around 700,000, no? Sana naman madagdagan.
Yes.
But sana malinaw ho sa atin na it is in fact a all of society need, no, to maximize in the next 15 years ang ating demographic dividend para masustain ho natin ang ating growth, umabot po tayo ng upper middle income status at lalo pa hong lumago inclusively, no, ang ating development.
In other words, what you're saying, Secretary, is that ito pong pagpaumanhid na lang to. One country approach, all of us, wala na. This should be beyond politics, isn't it?
It should be beyond politics. And I think the economic mandate, no, or need is very clear, and it's clear to everyone, I think. So to the industries, no, to the private sector, which was the question that Manoka actually asked, no. Tesda has two types of programs that you can avail. The first is really the enterprise-based education and training. And if you do so, you can get apprentices whose training is co-created with you. Para po yung job skills mismatch
is designed for you.
It's designed for you. Wala na ho dapat ng job skills mismatch kasi ang pangangailangan ho ninyo, yun po ang gagawing training ng Tesda.
In other words, just to put it on the table, you become the human resource section of their company.
Yes, sir. We can certify the human resource section of their company's training, no? And once we do so, pwede ho silang mayroong 50%, no, na deduction sa income taxes nila. By 2027, this goes up to 75%.
Di ba dapat sila pa magbayad? Hindi ho?
Incentive na ho yan para ho mas mapadali ho natin itong pagtugon natin sa demographic dividend. The second, actually, is we have ang tinatawag ho nating Adapt a School.
Wow.
The Adapt a School program is really for DepEd schools, for Tesda schools, and for SUCs and LUCs. Basta public school po. Kung mag-donate po kayo, whether this is equipment or money for a program, including scholarships, if you are certified by either DepEd, CHED, or Tesda, meron ho kayong 150% deduction.
Wow!
from your taxes
Wow.
to the cost of your donation.
How many would you think? Because there are certain areas that are tourism-oriented.
Yes, sir.
There are certain areas na agriculture naman sila. Certain areas na commercial development or industrial. Do you have specific, shall I say, targets for all of this? I'm sorry, I have to ask.
No, yes sir. Kagaya ho na sinabi ko kanina, no, meron ho tayong tinatawag na area-based demand-driven framework sa Tesda. Ang bawat probinsya po, gumagawa po kami ng skills needs assessment and skills mapping. So lumalabas po dyan, lalo na kung dumadaan po sa Regional Development Council ng DepDev ngayon, ng NEDA.
NEDA before.
Kung ano ho yung sektor na nangangailangan ng anong klaseng supply gap. No? At doon po pinaprioritize ng Tesda any kind of scholarship slots in that area. Dapat po tinutugunan yung pangangailangan din ng area na yon. Kung minsan, syempre, ang pangangailangan ng area na yon, dapat rin ideally nag-overlap, no? Because the Filipino talent is globally in demand.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So we keep on training, we keep on certifying. Madalas ho, hindi ho sila nananatili sa Pilipinas. So sa semiconductors na lang po, okay, the turnover rate is around 25 to 30%. So nagtitraining ho sila, pagkatapos ho nilang matraining, 4 na buwan lang, napunta na po ng Vietnam.
Galing.
O napunta na po ng Taiwan. So nagtitraining ho sila ulit.
You know, Secretary, ayaw kong pakinggan yun, no? What should happen, and I think it's your direction, is that kung ako po ay foreign investor, I will immediately say, I will need 5,000 workers, ito yung skills nila, and I intend to stay there 20-25 years. In effect, can I tie up with Tesda
Absolutely.
and say, hey, you provide the human resource requirement for this one, and I will invest in the Philippines. Can you do that?
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So there is, in fact, under Secretary Go,
Oh, yes.
of the economic cluster, no, in the cabinet, meron ho kaming iilang sectors. So semiconductor is one. Cybersecurity and AI is another, no, where kinokompleto po, no, for the Bureau of Investments,
Okay.
no, this package, so that we can in fact say that all the things that the foreign investor needs, whether this is red tape, right, or ease of doing business, whether this is incentives in a PESA zone, right, and or workforce development,
Human resource.
nasasagot ho ng gobyerno.
Is there a, I would like to ask, no, is there a framework for this already? In other words, you, DTI, labor, and all that will now be, as you said, one country approach, and we can offer this not just to foreigners, but to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, meron ho tayong EDCOM 2 sa ngayon.
Okay.
Ang isa ho sa mandato ng EDCOM 2 is they are to create the National Education and Workforce
Yes.
Development Plan
Yes.
na ibibigay po nila sa Pangulo. Nandun na rin ho sa identification ng plano ng EDCOM is the sectors that the government and the administration is identifying. Part na ho yan ng EDCOM is calling in all of these agencies, no, to coordinate the implementation of the plan beginning in January. So the plan is being done now. Ibibigay po yan kay Pangulo Marcos in October, no? At gumagawa po kaming lahat ng mga task forces specific to the industry segment.
Apo.
No? So kung semiconductor po yan, nandyan po ang UST, nandyan po ang DOLE, nandyan po ang DTI, nandyan po ang CHED, nandyan po ang DepEd, nandyan po ang Tesda.
In fact, this is already in place, sir.
Yes, sir. This is already being done.
So, ibig sabihin ho, Secretary and Manong, ang nakita natin, scientific Evidence-based.
Evidence-based
Yung
po.
pagbibigay ho natin ng skills training sa ating mga
Yes.
kababayan. Ngayon, sir, may we ask more about your partnerships with other higher educational institutions? Kanina, during the break, napag-usapan natin yung mga nabuo ninyong partnerships with JED, with UP. Do they help you out doon sa halimbawa, doon sa MOOCs ninyo? Pag-devise ninyo ng mga trainings, do they help you out? Or ano pang mga paraan kayo natutulungan?
Ang major piece ho talaga is, ang gusto ho namin in the education sector is yung ating ladderization at seamless pathway.
Yes.
So, meron ho tayong Philippine Qualifications Framework ngayon. Ang chairman po niyan ay si Secretary Angara ng Coordinating Council. And one of the major thrusts is maging sigurado po na may seamless career progression and pathway. So kung nagtitesda ho kayo, nagkakaroon kayo ng NC2, NC3, NC4, pwede ba itong maging credit kung gusto ninyong mag-bachelor's sa CHED?
Wow.
Sa ngayon, ang nangyayari ho is universities do it on their own. Right? So, ang recognition po ng prior learning or ang recognition ng work experience or ang recognition po ng mga NCs ng Tesda, each higher education institution ay depende po sa kanilang kurso rin na ino-offer, i-recognize.
You know, I wonder, pwedeng both ways.
Yes,
One
paano?
is ladderized. There can be a framework na UP mismo magbibigay ng certificate or diploma.
Yes po.
But the other thing is, it could be TESDA, pero nakalagay doon, assisted by UP.
University of the
blah, blah, blah.
Philippines. Yeah,
Is that
maraming
possible?
That
pwedeng-
is also possible, sir. So one of the things that the Tesda is doing is, aside from enterprise-based, where we create the training specific to your needs in terms of apprentices, we will also co-certify.
Wow.
Right? So industries that wish, or chambers of commerce, so meron hong very advanced conversations na, for example, with the European Chamber of Commerce and the German Chamber of Commerce, kung saan po sila po ay kasama sa certification process.
Wow.
No?
You know, bubuin ko na ito.
Yes, Mano.
Sorry, Secretary Kiko. Alam mo ninyo, sometimes, tinitignan natin yung school as a school, may campus, and you have a campus, etc. So, in effect, mayroon kayong roster of alumnus, no? In effect, you know, that is wealth in itself. So they can actually give their inputs, they can actually give their contributions, they can actually give their own, shall I say, strength to strengthen the TESDA as a school, quote unquote, because it is a school. Do you have a list of alumnus?
Meron ho tayong registry, particularly of those that are certified. At sa ngayon, meron ho kaming ginagawang programa na tinatawag po namin sa TESDA na Skills Passport System, where the individual is given may digital.
Wow.
So, at AI enabled. Yung individual po, meron ho siyang digital resume kung saan po natin makikita ang lahat na certifications nila na nanggaling sa TESDA. So nakalista po sa Skills Passport natin ang competencies ng individual. Ngayon, kung naghahanap po kayo ng upskilling or panibagong trabaho, may AI bot po kaming ginagawa kung saan sasabihin sa inyo, you have 60% of the competencies needed for that job. Diba? Ito yung 40%, dito nyo po pwedeng makuha yan kung kailangan ninyong
In other words, may
mag-upskill.
counseling service kayo.
May career progression advisory ho.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very
AI.
nice to know.
And we are doing this in conjunction with, developing this in conjunction po with DOLE. Kasi
Yeah, of course.
Pwede pang mag-enroll.
Pwede kaming
po.
humabol.
Pwede pong humabol. Then the last piece of that is, kung meron na ho tayo niyang digital resume, i-connect ho namin yan sa lahat na online job portals.
Galing.
Wow.
So,
Job
kung gusto
placement.
nila,
Meron din sila.
Job placement. So
Opo.
actually you have education, you have counseling, you have upgrading, and you have actually, as you said, in effect, contributory, shall I say, avenue for others. May tatanong lang ako sa inyo.
Yes po.
Kasi ho, as a lawyer, tinitingnan ko yung legal framework na pwede. It looks like we're talking of foreigners coming in here and employing us. Because of technology, now you have your own alumni group that can be employed outside while staying here. In other
Yes, sir.
words, they can actually have services in certain companies outside the Philippines, but they are in the Philippines doing
Online.
work.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
have this also?
yes, we do. So we do have virtual assistance
Yes.
trainings. We have e-commerce training, no?
Wow.
In expectation, sir, of the gig economy nga, no? Freelancers siguro, no? And or of course, one of the major sectors. No, so sinabi na ho natin ang hospitality, pinag-usapan na ho natin ang healthcare, ang agriculture, ang construction, lahat ho yan. Dapat ho nating sigurong isama na rin ang IT BPO.
Oh, yeah.
So we have trainings that we are both already in our database, but also creating new ones in conjunction po with IBPAP. At pinondohan po ng Pangulo dahil sa matinding pangangailangan and the fear that we need to be ready in case AI does some changes, no, or disruptions
Opo.
in our workforce.
Yes.
Hindi ako natatakot dun sa AI
Opo.
if I may. Kasi AI cannot say what I'm thinking.
Yes, sir.
Aha.
But what we're doing here is actually preparing the person, the Filipino, to be better empowered to be more productive. Everywhere, anywhere, it's a borderless kind
Yes,
of
sir.
undertaking. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that's a right stance to take or right understanding. Idagdag ko lang pala na the skills passport will actually be on the eGov platform.
So, nandun na talaga lahat
nandun na
po.
ho rin lahat. Pati po ang PhilJobsNet ng DOLE, nandun na rin po
Opo.
sa eGov platform. So we will launch it in phases kasi hindi naman ho fully functional pa siya.
Aha.
Yung AI chatbot po ay ginagawa pa rin
Okay.
sa ngayon. But all of this will be digitally enabled. So galing
We
din
will
naman
look forward to that talaga,
galing din
Secretary.
ho naman sa Pangulo itong digital transition natin.
Tama ho. At actually, dami na pong mga balik lamang ng pag-usapan natin.
Sa common tao na kasama natin, mayroon pa akong pwedeng puntahan dyan sa Tesda na kung saan in the end, it will improve my productive and income capabilities. Madami ho sa atin ngayon. Nandito sila sa Pilipinas, no? Pero ang kliyente nila or yung kumpanya nila nasa abroad.
Yes po.
They will do it. Do you have anything for me to help me upgrade or better be connected with my markets outside?
At nasisiyahan ako ng makapag-report sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon. Ang bawat bayan po sa Pilipinas ngayon ay may doktor. Lahat po tayo ay miyembro ng PhilHealth. Pinataas at pinaganda na rin natin ang mga benepisyo. Lalo na para sa mga karamdaman na laganap dito sa ating bansa. Pinabibilis pa natin ang proseso ng pagbayad ng PhilHealth sa mga ospital. At di naantala ang kanilang serbisyo sa mga pasyente.
No need mag-warm up dahil always ready. Ang walang time out na paghahatid ng mahalagang balitang sports. kasama ang ating starting six. PTV Sports. Dito lang sa PTV Sports Network.
Nagbabalik po tayo rito sa pag-usapan natin.
Yung question mo kanina, Shari,
Ang gusto ko kasi nating itanong talaga kay Secretary, marami na kong ginagawa ang Tesda ever since the past administrations meron na. Pero we would want to know more about the innovations sa kasalukuyang administrasyon. And also yung funding kanina off-cam, pinag-uusapan ho natin, very much invested si Presidente, nadagdagan pa po yung pondo. So baka po sa mga bago nating viewers na ngayon lamang nagbukas ng kanilang mga telebisyon, you might wanna share, Secretary.
So I think maybe the first major innovation that has really happened under this administration, sabihin ko na lang na yung nagpag-uusap-usap po ng education cluster para po makumpleto natin ang ating mga seamless pathways for education. Pangalawa po, may bago po tayong enterprise-based education and training. Kung nasaan po ang ating apprenticeships, ang ating upskilling ay bahagi po yan para maging industry-driven talaga ang TVET ecosystem natin. Pangatlo po, ang ating tinatawag na micro-credentials. Ito po ang kung saan ang ating competencies ay nagiging mas agile, mas flexible. Dahil po sa bilis ng pagbabago ng world of work, we can adapt very quickly and we can do so in an industry-driven manner. Ang ikaapat siguro na pwede kong ibongga na rin is ang tinatawag nating skills passport nga. Kung saan po ang digital infrastructure ng buong ecosystem ay ating mahahanap. Para po matulungan ng ating mga kababayan kung naghahangad ho sila ng lifelong learning, ano po ang pwedeng pathways nila, ano po ang progression na kaya, at sa dulo ho nun dapat kino-connect po natin ang sa trabaho ang mga na-train ng Tesda. So, meron hong agreement, halimbawa, ang Tesda with GCash.
Wow!
Kung papayag po ang learner, magkakaroon ho sila ng account kung saan, kung ako ay naghahanap ng tubero sa aking barangay or sa aking munisipyo, makikita po ng GCash kung sino ang certified ng Tesda na tubero sa area ko. Right? And there will be a referral.
GCash is willing to go into this.
GCash is already going into this. What we need is, obviously, there are data privacy issues, right?
Secretary.
So,
the individual needs to agree, right, that they can be on call, and that their certification will be made public, kumbaga, so that employers can come and or third-party digital platforms can.
I will have to inject again.
Go ahead.
Bababain natin dun sa common tao na kasama natin. Yun ho bang kasama natin sa bahay, once their skills in housekeeping, child caring to be upgraded, mayroon ho kayong puwang dyan sa, in other words, Tesda. The other thing is, I'm a farmer. Can I have any access? Meron ba akong pwedeng puntahan dyan sa Tesda to be a better farmer or a better manager of my household? I'm a fisherman. I'm a tricycle driver. Mayroon ba akong pwedeng puntahan dyan sa Tesda na kung saan in the end it will improve my productive and income capabilities? Excuse me, but I will have to load many things on you.
No problem. No problem.
Secretary Kiko.
And the answer is yes. Right? The answer to all your questions is yes. Para dun ho sa kasambahay, halimbawa, sa totoo lang, isa huyang ecosystem na hinihingi rin ng ating Department of Migrant Workers. Ladderized na po yan. May mga micro-credentials na. Kung ang gusto ho ninyo ay housekeeping, pwede po kayong ma-recognize ang inyong experience for those units of competency. At ma-certify na rin ho para meron hong career progression.
Yes.
It
I can do that
professionalizes.
online or
You
through-
can do parts of that online, yes.
Okay.
The tricky part lang is the assessment. Kasi kailangan kong pumunta ng assessment center.
Okay.
Alright.
Magkaiba po kasi yung training at yung
Yes.
certification ng assessment. Para naman ho sa fisherfolk, sa farmers, meron din ho tayong programa kasama po ng Department of Agriculture. No? Marami ho tayong farm schools all
Ayan.
over the Philippines. No?
Okay.
Whether these are farm schools of the Department of Agriculture or farm schools
Private.
actually na private or farm schools ng DepEd, meron din po. Ang Tesda, meron din po.
Meron din.
These are schools whose mandate and charter is to help the farmer in all aspects. Kung kailangan ho ninyo ng training para sa mechanization, kung kailangan ho nyo ng training for family farms, managing your family
Managing,
farms, meron din pong module ang TESDA. And they are delivered either online and or through the farm schools that we have.
What fishermen?
Fishermen, the same.
The same.
The same. Meron po tayong specialized schools for fisheries as well.
Ang galing.
But, this is something I will have to ask you, Secretary. Madami ho sa atin ngayon. Nandito sila sa Pilipinas, no? Pero ang kliyente nila or yung kumpanya nila nasa abroad.
Yes po.
They will do it. Do you have anything for me to help me upgrade or better be connected with my markets outside?
As I had already said earlier, we do have training for e-commerce, we have training
Virtual assistants.
for virtual assistants, but maybe one of the things I can talk about is a best practice. No? We have an agreement with Aboitiz Foundation, Nooka, where they teach image annotation for AI. So, ang kanila pong orientation ay para po sa mga nanay na nasa bahay. No?
Wow.
Tuturuan ho nila, ang training nila siguro 2 linggo. No? Or maybe 3 linggo. Pagkatapos ho nun, sa cellphone ninyo, halimbawa, natutulog na yung mga bata, meron kang 2-3 oras, no? Mag-annotate ho kayo, tuturuan ho ninyo ang AI abroad.
Galing.
Na makita niya, itong larawan na to, ito ba ay talagang rambutan? Magpapakita siya ng 15 larawan. Sasabihin mo, ito rambutan, ito hindi rambutan. Ito rambutan, ito, etc. At bawat isa ho na ina-annotate ninyo, may bayad
Kita
kaya.
ka.
So, ang kliyente ho nila, abroad,
Okay.
no? Deep learning company ng AI, di ba?
Okay.
Nasa bahay ho sila.
Remote.
In this case, nasa Cebu po.
Wow.
Tesda, tutulungan ako nito.
Yes, sir.
Kasi ito yung partnership
Ito po yung
nila
partnership ng Tesda
with Aboitiz Foundation. Actually, Manong, napakarami ho nating pwede pang pag-usapan. And in fact, dahil nakakabitin po, Secretary, ay meron tayong part 2. But I think, Manong, this is the time na
Okay.
pwede na po nating hingin ang mensahe.
I will have to ask Secretary
Secretary.
Kiko. We're happy with the information you have given us. And I'm sure our people out there, they are now better equipped
Yes.
to deal with Tesda. Baka Tesda is something they don't know now. I think yung interest nila madaming mabubuksan
Opo.
para matulungan sila. May I have for this part of the show your message to our people out there?
Sige po. Sana naman malinaw sa lahat, no, na ang TESDA po ay tungkol sa skills development. At sa mundo na ngayon, no, kung saan mabilis pong magbago ang mundo ng trabaho, skills po talaga ang ating kailangang tutunan ng pansin. At dahil po ang skills ang kailangan at pabago-bago po ang larangan ng trabaho, kailangan din ho nating merong lifelong learning mindset. Wala hong katapusan ang pag-aaral, wala pong katapusan ang pagsasanay. Kung saan ho mahahasa ang ating galing, no, at husay. At nandyan po ang TESDA na tulungan ang bawat Pilipino.
Yan, muli. Go ahead,
Narinig po
Manong.
natin si Secretary Kiko. In effect, alam ho ninyo mga kaibigan, parang sinasabi niya, ang TESDA ay isang institution para sa inyo so that you will learn while you earn.
Ayan, ang ganda.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Di po, maraming salamat sa inyo, Secretary. I'm sure marami pa tayong aabangan sa ikalawang bahagi ng ating panayam po kasama ang nag-iisang Secretary ng Tesda ho, si Secretary Kiko Benitez. Magbabalik po ang pag-usapan natin.
PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina. Health Watch, alertong pangkalusugan. Mag-ingat sa dengue. Ang dengue ay isang viral infection na nagmumula sa kagat ng lamok na Aedes na sanhi din ng iba pang sakit gaya ng Zika virus at chikungunya. Ito ay nagdudulot ng mataas na lagnat, pamamantal, pananakit sa likod ng mata at ulo, kasukasuan at kalamnan na pwedeng magtuloy sa severe dengue na may kasamang pananakit ng tiyan at pagsusuka, pagdurugo at hirap sa paghinga. Ang mga sintomas ay karaniwang nagtatagal mula 2 hanggang 7 araw. Tandaan ang 4S sa laban natin kontra dengue. Suyurin at sirain ang mga pinamumugaran ng lamok. Sarili ay protektahan. Sumangguni agad sa pinakamalapit na doktor o pagamutan at suportahan ang fogging at spraying activities kapag may banta ng outbreak. Tandaan, sa panahon ng sakit, dapat laging listo.
Ayan mga kaibigan, napakinggan po natin ang ating magiting na Secretary ng Tesda, si Secretary Kiko Benitez, na kung saan nasabi ho niya yung very briefly yung mandato, the mandate of the agency, that is Tesda. Ang suma total ho ng kanyang sinabi, nandiyan po yung Tesda. Lalong malalaman po natin kung ano yung Tesda dahil sa mga sinabi niya ngayong gabi at may sasabihin pa siya sa susunod na episode. Ito po ang pagtulong sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan nandito man sa bansa o abroad ng maghanap buhay. Pagtulong sa paghanap buhay. In other words, yun hong sinasabi nilang, magbibigay ng edukasyon, magbibigay ng information, magbibigay ng skills and vocational training. Lahat o nito, ang suma total ho nito para maging productive ang bawat Pilipino. Iyan po ang mandato at yung mga programa ng Tesda. Napakinggan natin ngayong gabi. Nakita natin, nadinig natin si Secretary Kiko. Sa akin po, ang suma total din ho nito dahil ho sa mga ginagawa ho nilang mga initiatives, mga projects, madami ho. Pero ito parang sagot, pagtugon sa paghanap buhay na isang karapatan. The right to livelihood, the right to make oneself productive is a matter of right. Iyan po ang kanilang tinatawag nating mensahe, pagtuon sa kanilang tinatawag nating duty sa buong bansa. Pagpalain po tayo ng may kapal at sana po tulungan natin in all our utmost ang Tesda para magampanan po ang kanilang tungkulin. Mabigyan ng hanap buhay ang bawat Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Disaster Watch